Welcome back, friends. It's Weaselfan. We're back once again on the NSG server. As you can see, we're still kind of messing with the format. I'm trying to get something that I like, so hopefully that works out well for you guys. But yeah, it's been a while since I saw you guys. First off, happy holidays. Gotta get my festive gear on. I like my little scarf and sweater. I hope you guys like it. I quite think it's cute. But yeah. So I'm gonna have this on while we celebrate the holidays. Anyway, let me show you what I've been working on in between. So as I talked to you and the guys in the last episode, we had our final exams, or I had my final exam coming up. I had just recently finished, passed, yay for me. So now I've got quite a bit of free time to get back into doing our projects, and I want to get this stuff done. I want to show you guys what I worked on, and then we'll get on to the project for today. And it's this. So last episode, we finished the kelp farm as well for the fuel, and I've built this. All it is a button. And what that does is it triggers a block swapper for a crafting table and 4 droppers to just spam shots on that. And I'll show you what my plan is for this here. I kind of started setting it up already. So that button comes down this way, down like across over here, and it turns on this block swapper here that swaps out the quartz brick for the work table, and then it goes to a T flip-flop with a few droppers and a hopper to start a rapid clock using the observers there. And that's what the button does right now. I also wanted to feed into some other stuff, but for right now, what you can see is I got a set of hoppers going into the 4 droppers over in there, and this is what these are coming for. Now, I'm actually probably going to make a video about this because I am so sorry, my throat is completely clogged right now. I noticed there was a problem with the fuel wherein if I wanted to use the dried kelp block to smelt more kelp, well, anytime maybe 2 or 3 kelp entered a furnace, it would use an entire kelp block, which takes 9 dried kelp. So over time, I'd actually lose kelp. I'd be wasting fuel. So this is what this system is for. It is all it does is, do I have anything to, yeah, I do. I have something to demonstrate. All it does is it detects when there is more than 42 items in this dropper here. And when there's more than 42 items, it triggers a clock that deposits exactly 20 items into a furnace, because 20 items is how much one kelp block can smelt. So it's going to wait until it can actually do a full kelp block's worth of smelting before smelting anything. And I'll show you. So I've got 64 cobblestone. So it's going to start, and you can see it's going. And it's going to go until there's 20 in there, and then it's going to recheck, and if there's still more than 42, which there will be, there was 44, it'll go again. So we should end up with 40 in the furnace, and the leftovers just sitting in the dropper for the next set. See, there it is. Quite happy with it. I made it as compact as I think is possible. Like I said, and I made 2 of them. Like I said, I might do a video on this on the channel that's just creative, describing how it works. And because it's really cool because it's actually modifiable for the fuel source. So if you're using coal, you can actually set it to only do 8 items. There are some drawbacks for it, but I quite like it for the things that I need. But what I'm going to have is I'm going to have the kelp come down here through these hoppers here, go into these hoppers and fill up these devices, becoming dried kelp, which will then feed into these droppers here. And then I will come over here when I need fuel, start the clock. It'll spit out a bunch of dried kelp onto me through the floor here. And I'll just make a bunch of kelp blocks and throw them on the ground, and I'm going to have a collection system under these blue ice that'll take it to my storage while routing through the furnaces to smelt more kelp. I think it's going to be fun. I'm quite excited to get work on it, but I'm not going to do that this episode because 2 things are going on. Number 1, I spent way too much time in my little area here. This is a multiplayer server, as you can tell, and I want to do a lot more of the multiplayer than I have been. I've just been kind of sitting here in my base this whole time. Second thing is it's actually the holidays, like you can tell with the skin. And we have a special thing set up at the spawn for the holiday season. And I want to kind of add on to it, decorate it a bit, and add my own little touch to it. I've got an idea that I think will be pretty cool. I'm going to work on it and get the supplies together, and we'll head over there and I'll show you what's going on. Well, here we are. This is the tree. Clanic actually built it. The shopping district is over there. You can see a bit of the north end of the mushroom biome over there. But this is the cool, there's like a little village over here, and we've got a tree, and this is going to be our little holiday square for the server. And I've got a few things I want to do, but first off, it's kind of looking a little bare. You know, it's just a tree. I mean, we did have the tree master. Clanic is building a massive tree for his base. But we did have the Tree Master build this, and I gotta say, it looks absolutely wonderful. I am super happy with this. But yeah, so I wanna kind of help decorate it a bit and put a little bit more on the floor and light it up. I brought some supplies. I'm gonna do the best I can. I have an idea for an angel, but it might be, or a little tree topper, but it might be a little too high for it to render for most. I will see what I can do. But yeah, let's see how I do, guys, and I'll come back to you when I've done a little bit more work. I promise you, it looks much better at night. So if you can't tell, there is something on the top, but let me show you. So I kind of put a few I'll show you that in a bit. I put a few glowstone blocks on the ground and put like a little bit of a carpet ring around the bottom. I interspersed some glowstone blocks throughout the tree to light it up at night. It actually looks really nice at night. And at the top, I made an angel. So if you can't tell, it's a this is not a very good, let me just climb up here. I'm sure he won't mind if I put a little bit of dirt up here. There we go. So it is a angel. You see there's like all white, there's like the halo up there, and there's some wings. So you're wondering how I got both the chest plate and the elytra up there. This is actually 2 armor stands. I put one on a block up top with the elytra and had it drop down. So I gotta remember to grab that at the end of the holiday season. That's my spare elytra, or I'll have to get a second one. But yeah, it looks actually really cool. You know, you got the wings back here, the robe, and the halo there. And there's a little light, and that's decorating the top of the tree. I'm hoping maybe the other server members will come down and add their own little touches. I think I might come by and put some of my spare heads on as little ornaments on the tree, and maybe some garland on as carpets. But that's a project for another day. What I have added as well to the area is my little chimney back here. Now, this isn't just any chimney. It's not just part of the decorations. This right here is the naughty or nice list. It's a little game I'm going to put up for the fellow server mates. They can play it as much as they want. So the goal of the game, I'm going to have a little book describing it, is going to be you have a little barrel here. And what it is you're not sure if Santa's going to think you're naughty or nice this year. And you don't want to chance it. So you're going to bribe him with a diamond. You're going to go throw a single diamond in that barrel. I don't have any filters, so hopefully they don't. So just, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Good thing I heard that. There we go. Any more? Okay, no more dangers. I think he might have come out of this cave here. I should light that up. But yeah, so you're going to put a single diamond in this barrel to bribe Santa. And either Santa will accept your bribe and give you a lot of gifts, or he's going to deny your bribe and give you a single piece of coal. And that's what this whole game is. It's really simple. I'll show you the redstone right here. So it's just, the barrel goes down a couple of hoppers to another barrel down here for storage. And it goes through a comparator to trigger this dropper to a hopper. And it has, I'm sure you guys have seen lots of these before. I have 4 items that stack and one item that doesn't, and it goes down 2 lines. So if we get an item that doesn't stack, or does stack, so if it gives a piece of dirt into this hopper, it's going to trigger this redstone line but not turn off this torch because it only goes up to this redstone, triggering this AND gate to do a single tick of this dropper here. And let me see if I can show you really quick. Do I have anything that I can use to... Here, I got a button. So if we... There we go. Actually, that worked out perfect. I must have gotten one of the random items. Oh, see, there we go. Now if the sword goes, because the sword doesn't stack, it triggers both these redstone lines, which actually turns off this torch and does not activate the AND gate. But it also continues over here to a pulse extender decay. It triggers these 2 dispensers once, because the items I'm going to put in these dispensers, I only want them to get 1 of. I'm thinking maybe saddles and totems of undying. And this one is going to spam a bunch of items randomly from these 2 dispensers here. I'm thinking maybe... Oh, I'm hearing the bunny. I thought there was another creeper coming on me. I'm thinking maybe iron blocks and emeralds. I have to fill these up, though. So it's not completely finished yet. But when it is, I'm going to put a book out to describe the little story plot that I have going on with this. I'm going to fully test it, make sure all the items come through the floor here. And yeah, I think this will be a little fun treat for everybody on the server. Let me know what you guys think below. Pretty simple redstone. If you guys have any questions about how this all works, let me know. I'll be happy to answer any questions you guys have. But yeah, let's get on to some more stuff. Okay, so we're back here at the network, and we are going to finish up the kelp farm. Not necessarily a kelp farm, but what's going on underneath. And you might hear a bit of the redstone. I have been working on this for the last several days, trying to finish up all this, and this is what we're left with. Yeah, let's give you guys a flyby here, because that's probably the best way to see it. It took a lot to make this all work. So essentially, I apologize. I just had dinner and my throat's kind of a little dry. So I showed you the furnace arrays and the block swapper and the item dispensers over there the last time we met up. So now I wanted to describe to you the whole process for this thing. So we have the kelp farm coming down, and they're going down to some hoppers right here that are getting distributed into these two furnace setups. Now, as I said before, these furnace setups are designed so that only 20 items will go into the furnace at a time, or at least it's indivisible is about 20. Now, there are there are several flaws, but in this situation there are two flaws with this setup. And number one is if I have a stack in the furnace, it won't put, 64 is not divisible by 20, so it's not going to equal 20. The other one is if the furnace is full and the dropper is full of more than 42, it's going to continuously run like this. Like, it's not putting anything into the furnace, or one at a time maybe, but you see it's continuously going. That is a bit of a problem, but I don't think it's going to be a major problem. Once the backlog of kelp is finished smelting, this will only go in, like, whenever this goes. I think it'll smelt off everything that goes by the time we get more resources, so it shouldn't be a problem at that point. So what happens is then the dried kelp gets taken out of the furnaces by these hoppers here, this line right here, which then come over to this water elevator up here, sends them up into these hoppers, which then go into the... Ugh, got some hair in my mouth, but you saw one right there. Go up to the droppers that are underneath the platform. So it's going to be a backlog of about 5 hoppers per dropper, plus the 9 slots in the dropper. So anything that left over is just going to despawn. I think that's fine. The next step of this process happens up here. When I hit this button, I'm not going to yet. I'm going to wait until I explain everything. Hit this button, it pops out the work table, and then it continuously spits out dried kelp. I'm going to make the dried kelp and throw it onto these two blue ice on the floor here. And underneath those two blue ice... Ooh. Let me... Yeah, had something in my mouth. Underneath those two blue ice are hopper minecarts sitting on top of hoppers, and those will pick up the dried kelp blocks. Those will pick up the dried kelp blocks from over there, bring it all the way over to this dropper right here. There is a dropper that this hopper line is coming from. So this dropper line is going to have all the dried kelp coming over, and it's going to go into this line. Now the dried kelp's blocks are going to come out of this dropper, go into this water stream where it goes, you can see the honey block there, to a item delivery system, where it's going to slide along and try to fill up these two furnace arrays first via these hoppers right here. If they don't fill up, if these hoppers get filled up, the dried kelp is then going to come along this line to over here, where it's then going to drop into these hopper lines down here into our furnace array. And that's the whole point of this, is to just fill up that dang furnace array. Now, you might see a bunch of the redstone around here. This was, I don't know why I decided to do this, but all that redstone there does is for these two indicator lights to tell me how full the chest is. That's all that redstone's there for. If you guys have any questions about how everything works, let me know. I'm going to do a video on my furnace array setups. This one is just a redstone array, but I can try to show you to you if you want. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this. This should get me plenty of full. I can go AFK here for a bit and get it. As long as it all works. So that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm going to run a test. So let's see. It's going to get quite loud. I'm going to be doing this all off camera. So let's see if it works. There we go. Just going to keep shooting them off. Now the problem is only 2 of the dispensers have stuff in it because of the way I set it up. I kind of did it in a cheaty way. But let's take these, throw them out, and they should be picked up. And throwing back into the system. And this is all you do. Gonna put something there. Oh, I do have a problem with this though. What do I do with the extras left over? Now I think I did this so that I would be able to pick it up. I'll craft it in time, so none of it should be going into those hoppers, the hopper minecarts, but that is always a possibility. If that happens, I don't think anything too bad will happen. I might put an item sorter on the water line to just pick those back up and throw them back into the system, so that I have extras. It shouldn't be too hard of a thing. I'm thinking maybe I can throw it on like right here. So if it will actually have to be over here. Maybe on this side, over on this line right here, I might throw a item sorter on so that it can detect whether it got one of those dried kelp pieces in it. I just have to bring this out a bit and come around. It shouldn't be that difficult to do. But yeah, I might do that at some later time. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm just kind of happy I finished this project because this took several days to do. It just was a mess of trying to make sure everything spaghettied properly and didn't cross-connect. I also covered, because I have more cobblestone than I do wood at the moment, I covered all the hoppers with furnaces just to block them off, reduce lag, and reduce the risk of random items getting stuck in the system. So, quite happy with how this turned out. Like I said, there's always going to be improvements, and I'm probably going to be working on it and improving it a bit. But for now, I'm definitely going to get plenty of fuel for my furnace array. And, you know, I was talking to Minion, and I realized that I'm really not going to be using this machine much. I'm going to use it for smooth stone as probably the most regular use of this. Besides that, it's probably just going to be maybe some terracotta at times. For this blue terracotta maybe, or for future builds. But I've got glass from my librarians. I'm getting a lot of the concrete can't be smelted. I'm getting a bunch of blocks from these guys that I really don't need. I'm not cooking any food because I'm using golden carrots, but I don't know. It was a fun project. And I got to kind of expand my knowledge and work and get exercising with how I think. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. Let me know if you guys have any ideas on how I can improve this whole system. But I think I'm going to put a wrap to this project. Unfortunately, friends, that's all we have time for today. But we got a lot done. We got a little bit of the Christmas decorations set up at the communal tree. We set up a fun little game for all the fellow server mates to play on. And we also finally got the fuel for a furnace array set up and working. And I can build that up off camera. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a great time. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like what I do. And I'll see you guys on the next episode here at Minecraft. Goodbye.